Hello and welcome to another Odyssey video. Today I'm going to be talking about Rage. It's a new power set that came out in DLC 9, and with this power set you can either be a tank or a DPS. We're going to focus mainly on tanking today. In this video I'm going to try and give a rough guide to the mods that I use, the white mods, the home turf mods, the loadout, and the where I put my skill points, so you can get a good foundation of where to start with range tanking. In the future I'll probably do a more advanced guide, but this is just a basic guide for anybody trying to get a good loadout from when they first go to the power set. So Rage, it's a Red Lantern power set, and it's definitely unique amongst all the tanking power sets that we've got. We've obviously got, or we've already got a tanky a lantern set in the game, Green Lantern and Yellow Lantern, but in DLC 9 they chose to focus on Rage with tanking. How can I describe it? It's got a lot of similarities to each of the current tanking power sets. It's got something in common with ice, fire and earth, so you could say it's an all-round power set depending on the type of loadout you go with. I mean, you can either go with a very defensive loadout or you can go with a very offensive loadout. It's completely up to you. Myself, I'm more defensive, so from this video hopefully you can be more flexible with your loadout after I've described what I've used. So without any further ado, let's go and have a look at what type of mods I use. So as you can see here, I've mainly got the gear from Raven. So this is CR98, and I'm currently CR98 at the moment. The gear itself is CR95, so I have made some videos where I'm tanking in Paradox and Assault and Battery as CR98, so that can just give you a general idea how effective this power set can be compared to, say, earth tanking, for example. So let's start with skill points. With the skill points, I've mainly focused on two stats, which is dominance and health. Dominance and health are the key stats for Rage tanking. So what I've done, I've got 120 skill points and I'm in full tier 5, so hopefully that is where most of the tanks are currently at the moment. It depends on you. If you farm your skill points up to, say, 160, then you're gonna benefit more, because you're gonna be able to put the your skill points into the extra bonus innates at the bottom of the tree. So what I've done, as you can see here, this is the first line of innates. I've spec'd into everything, so I've gone into dominance, health, resto and defense here. So I've covered all these, and once I've done them, I've gone into dominance in the second tree. So I've covered all of the innates in the first tree, so that's dominance, health, defense and resto. I've covered all of them, and when I've gone into the second tree, I've started off with dominance. So at the moment I haven't got enough skill points to cover everything, but the key stat I've started off with in the second tree is dominance, and then I'll go to health, resto. So that then will be the three stats that I would focus on in the second set of innates. So just to clarify, in order of stat, it's dominance, health, defense and resto. It's pretty simple. I'll describe why a bit more. I'll go into a bit more why dominance and health is really important in this tanking set. So now I've talked about skill points, let's go and have a look at my stats. Well, my mods first. So for my mods, I Omen was previously a fire tank, so I went might and health, but it's recommended here to go in dominance and health here. There's a reason for this. Dominance and health should go into the red sockets first. The reason for this is the dominance and health mod itself gives more health than the bonus affinity you see there. So the bonus affinity is 49, but you get more health from the dominance and health mod, so the affinity is not really important. So as I said, Omen used to previously be a type of fire tank, so when I get the opportunity and the exo bits, I will change this mod to dominance and health. The blue sockets are dominance and health, which is again really important for this set. And finally for the yellow socket, so the blue socket is dominance and health, and the yellow socket is resto and health. Now you've got a choice here, it's completely up to you. I know a couple of people that have gone pure dominance and health in every single socket, red, yellow and blue, or there's some that have gone with resto and health. As I said, this is completely up to you. The bonus affinity, the bonus affinity for health again is really small, so dominance and health is fine there, but you might want to get a bit of extra dominance. It's up to you. You've got to remember, when you're in tank stance, your dominance doubles, so you'll get 10 dominance for the affinity, but really it'll be 20, so it always doubles. But you can either put dominance and health in the yellow sockets or resto and health. It's completely up to you. For my rings, I've gone with dominance and health again. It's yeah, it's a no-brainer really. It's pretty straightforward. So for the white sockets, I've gone with absorb adapter for the weapon, and I've gone with for the neck I've gone with 45 blocking. For the back I've gone with breakout regen. As I said, that's completely up to you. You can use whatever you want. For the chest I've gone with core strength. That is that's a choice. You can either go with the supercharged one, or you could use the power one. It's up to you, totally up to you. With the with my hands, I went with regenerative shielding. Now in my loadout that I've got, and we'll show you later, it doesn't have a shield, but there is the option to take a shield with your 6 power or whatever loadout you want to go with. With my last mod, it is deadly block. Because I'm turtling a lot of the time, it really helps when the combat mechanics come into play with the some of the boss fights. So that's my mods. They're all pretty straightforward, and most of the tank power sets will have these mods and home turf mods as well. So that's skill points and mods covered. As I've described, my gear is pretty it's not very good, but I was able to tank paradox and assault and battery without any problems. If I had the dominant health in my red sockets, I would be on about 1400 dominance, but as it currently stands, I've only got 1300. Now I believe that's the majority covered with skill points, gear and mods, so I think it's time to move on to the loadout now. Now the loadout is as I've said a couple of times, it can be very flexible depending on how you want to tank. So if we just quickly take a look at our iconic powers, I've gone with powerful resistance with the health, I've gone with nano weave armor for the defense, and I've gone with the intimidating gaze for the dominance. Remember, dominance and health are very important for this power set. Well, not a lot, but a few tanks have gone with healing magnitude and critical healing chance. Now I will talk about that in a little while regarding one power. Now I haven't gone into them, but whether they've got any benefit or not remains to be seen, because I haven't done enough testing on it. So let's jump into our powers. So the loadout is here is Rage Bringer, Severe Punishment, Violence, Eviscerating Chain, Aya or Ear, I can't remember how to pronounce it, and Veracity. So let's start with Rage Bringer. Rage Bringer is your single target or AoE taunt, depending on how many adds are around you. It's similar to an Escapable Storm, but it's I forgot the name of the power from the Green Lantern set, but I'll just demonstrate it here. So it pulls more than one target. So as you've seen there, 3 beam of light came out of my ring. So if there were 4 mobs there, then it would pull everything towards me like this. It's really good. This power, when you use it, it stuns the ads, and it also gives you some healing back. It's a really good power. So before I go into the second power, I think it's best to describe how Rage actually works with dominance and health, why them stats are important. So if I go to the description, it basically says your dominance is increased by 100% because it's a tanking power set, and every time you use a superpower, your health is increased by 2/3. Okay, so basically, the more dominance you get, the more health you're going to get when you use a superpower. So for example, if you had 999 dominance, then your health would increase by 666. Don't quote me on that because my maths is terrible. But the more dominance you have, the more you're gonna get health. So for example, right now I have 7,824 health, but if I use Rage Bringer here, then my health goes up to 8,713. So if my dominance was on 2,000, then my health would be greatly increased. The more times you use your power, the more your health increases. You can't just randomly use your power and your health will increase. You need to use it on an object, so it will be, in this case, it will be the boss fights or the mobs surrounding you. So the more mobs you got around you, the more your health is going to increase. I've heard of tanks getting health as high as 1.8 million or 900,000. I mean, there was a video that we done. It's an incredible amount of health, and this is why Rage at the moment is so popular. So back to the loadout. The second power that we come to is Severe Punishment. Okay, so Severe Punishment. Severe Punishment is like Reflect. It's the most, sorry, is like Reflect to Ice. It's the most important power that you're gonna have in your loadout. It's a must. So how to describe the mechanics of this? This power will basically make you invulnerable for a certain amount of time. I believe it's about 10 seconds. So whatever the game throws at you, whatever damage you take, this power will won't reflect it, but it will heal you through it. So the more damage you take, the more you're going to get healed. It's as simple as that. Now, sorry, it lasts for 8 seconds. My apologies. And all this damage you're going to take does have a consequence, which is called Rage Crash. Now, Severe Punishment is like this. When the power is activated, it acts like a heartbeat. So it does a key note here. So when the heartbeat ends, right, that's when you stop. That's when the healing stops with how much damage you're taking. So when this damage has happened, where does it all go? Well, it reflects, but it comes back on you. So although the power makes you invulnerable, there is consequences at the end of it. There is ways to prevent this, which I'm going to describe in a bit. So the third power in the tree is called violence. Now, violence is, I would say it's similar to bitter winds. Bitter winds for ice is it's basically, it's an AoE taunt, so when you use it, it either knocks back the mobs, or it lifts them up in the air and knocks them back. You know, it depends on the situation, but there's also a unique property to this. Now, when you're when the mechanic of severe punishment is finished, you get what you call a rage crash. So how much ever damage you've taken is taken from your health bar, right? So if you take 10,000 damage, then if you've got 10,000 health, right, and you've taken 5,000 damage, it's going to take 5,000 damage from your health bar. It's simple as that. But when you use violence, right, that cuts the rage crash in half. I believe it's 50%. If I'm wrong, please tell me. So, for example, if you take 5,000 damage out of the 10,000 health and you use violence cut it in half, so you'll only be taking 2.5k damage. That's all it is. So if you use that in conjunction with violence, then you're going to be taking half the damage that you receive after the mechanic of severe punishment has ended. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. So the effects of violence are like this. So when you use it, you go up to the dummy, and it will knock it back. And if you move away, you see the dummy was taking damage there, but if you move back, the dummy will be taking damage again. So not only does it do a knockback, it also does damage as well. So this is why it's like bitter winds. Bitter winds lifts up the opponents, and it has shards what swirl around the body, similar to the pulsating effect of the violence power that gives damage as well. And it also halves the damage of the rage crash. So that's my third power in the set. You can substitute that for say remorseless recovery. When you use this, it halves your damage, and when you hit an opponent, you can gain healing back as well. So if you want to be more offensive, then this is the power for you. So with that, we move on to the next power. Now, eviscerating chain. This is another way to reduce the rage crash, but this is more of a DPS power. So, for example, you've got the choice to halve the damage with violence, but there's also the option to completely ignore the rage crash altogether. So with this power here, eviscerating chain, when you activate it, it will completely take away any damage that you've received. It won't affect you in any way. Now, it's a good choice. It really is, definitely. Again, it depends on your loadout. I've gone with either halving the damage or completely getting rid of it. Now, eviscerating chain does have a side effect. It's vulnerable to interrupt. So if you get interrupted while you're using this, then the rage crash happens. Unfortunately, if you've taken more damage than your health can provide, you're just going to get one shot. It's as simple as that. But eviscerating chain, it's a nice power. If I use it here on the dummy, it not only does get rid of your rage crash, it also provides a taunt as well. It will drag a mob to you, which is it's a single target taunt basically. It will drag a mob to you. It's great, and also you can use a chain, and then you can go into a stun by pressing the melee button. Well, you can attack by pressing the melee button. So for example, like this. So yeah, so it not only can it drag enemies towards you, it can also stun as well by knocking them back. So that's the fourth power. So now if we move on to the next one, which is Ea or Oya, I still don't know how to pronounce it properly. This can be used in a number of ways. It's got two key components here. It's got a heal and it's got immunity to control effects for up to 7 teammates. When I'm using eviscerating chain, for example, if I get knocked down, I will get out of the stun by using Ea or Oya, and not only will it give me immunity, but it will also give me a heal as well. Now I've only got a small heal from this, between 900 to 1.2k, so this is dependent on how much resto you got. It's a good power, and it's recommended, but again, it's completely up to you. You don't have to have this, you can go with something else. But for breaking out, it's a great power. The only problem is it's got a ridiculously long cooldown, so that's a side effect of it. Now we come to the last power in the tree. Now this power, Ferocity, I chose this because of not because of the precision increase. I mean that's great for a DPS, but I took it for the immunity and the control effects. So I've basically protected myself against being stunned when I'm using eviscerating chain, because obviously the chain gets rid of the rage crash. The sixth power in this tree it's totally optional. Sometimes I will go with without mercy, which is like backdraft and epicenter. So if I do it, so that's a great aggro taunt for getting all the mobs around you into a group, and that's fantastic. And you can also use different powers. I mean, it's completely up to you. It just depends. For example, you can go with, oh, let me find that shield. There is a shield here somewhere. I can't remember what it is. But there is a shield similar to Hardlight Shield, where you use it and it will absorb all the damage. I'm guessing based on the fact that it's a shield, it uses 100% dominance and 100% resto, but again, that's got a ridiculously long cooldown. So the options there. I mean, speedsters are even using phase dodge, which is a very popular power right now. So that is my rage tank. It's got it's a loadout that a lot of people are using, and you'll see pretty much everything similar that you see here with many rage tanks that are going at the moment. The power set itself, when you've got enough gear and you can take a lot more punishment, is, I would say, on par with Ice. Ice is more forgiving with the powers because they've got a shorter cooldown and they've got many shields. But with this, you've got powers with which you can take a lot of damage, such as severe punishment, and you can prevent taking the rage crash by cancelling it with a eviscerating chain. It's as simple as that. So we've been through, so we've started off with the mods, the white mods, the gear, then we went on to the powers themselves and the loadout that I use. So hopefully that has given you a basic understanding of what rage tanking is all about. if we just quickly look at a couple of rotations. So for example, if I was to go into severe punishment and use violence, so for example I would use severe punishment and then cancel it with, I keep on forgetting these names. If I was to use violence, I would cancel it with severe punishment, so it'd be like this. So you'll be able to use them powers in conjunction with each other, and they both have a similar cooldown, which is fantastic. Now if I was going to use Eviscerating Chain, which again you got to remember is vulnerable to interrupt, I would use Eviscerating Chain and then I would use the healing power, for example. So it'd be like this. So it'd be like that. So I would use the power and then I would use the heal, or use the heal to heal myself and prevent myself from getting knocked down or knocked down. It's totally up to you. I've also got some preventative measures in case something bad happens, like I missed a rage crash. I've got personal dampening field, the expert, or I've got a health trinket which gives me a decent amount of health. I've got to get the new one which gives you up to 2000 health. So yeah, I think that's basically everything covered. So if you've got any questions or any comments you'd like to make about this guide, then please put them in the comment section below. I've also created two other videos to back up my loadouts. I've got a video of Paradox and I got a video Assault and Battery. So I tanked both of these as CR98. So if anybody tells you that a CR98 tank can't do them raids, then they're lying to you. It's proven in these videos that I'm going to be showing you. So thanks for watching, and again, any questions or any problems, please ask and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you.